So now, there once was a child who were raised by their aunt and uncle. Even if the parents had left the world behind, the aunt and uncle made sure to fill in that role completely. But at times like this, things may get out of hand. The child was raised alongside with their cousins, and they were all one big happy family. But now the child is a teen, and they went to high school. They started talking with their friends about their family, and that's when everything started crumbling. Each time that teen would tell a story of their childhood, the faces of the friends would be filled with concern and worry. This went on for quite some time until the teen asked the friends for the reason for their peculiar reactions whenever they talked anything about themselves or their uncle. That's when one of the friends told him, "This isn't normal." The teen was confused when their friends said such words. So the friends of the teen dragged them along to the school counselors. They were confused, but they went along with it. The teen was confused, but the counselor asked them to talk about their childhood memories, but they went along with it. The teen was confused when the counselor's face turned pale at every memory they told about their interactions with their uncle, but they went along it anyway. Why? Because it was normal for the teen to be in a confused situation and let it happen anyway. But the counselor started explaining for the first time, that's when things started to get clear for the teen. But a small part of them wished that it didn't. Why? Because the sudden realization is terrifying. That those fatherly touches and glances given by the uncle were not fatherly at all. And in this terrifying truth came crushing to the teen. They've realized that they have been robbed of their consent at an age where they didn't even know how to pronounce the word consent properly. Children only know of love and joy. It is their environment which shapes them to be who they are in the future. People come in many ways to guide them, such as parental figures, teachers, and even close friends. But life isn't as always as simple as that, even at such an age. What do I mean by that? Well, it means that those who held their trust the most manipulates them into doing something they didn't even know they're giving consent to, and it scars them for life. So, in regarding this topic of child grooming, there are already laws enforced on this topic as it is a form of sexual abuse. But the problem lies in two different sections. The first would be in the law itself for it being too loose, or another is not being enforced in the proper way. And another would be the problem in the mentality of the people itself in understanding this topic. They prefer to take it as a taboo instead of something that should be addressed. Now, when I talk about child grooming, it comes in two different ways. The first would be in the physical world, as in reality that we live in our day-to-day life, and the other would be referring to the virtual world. In the virtual world, it is easier for predators to assume fake identities and blend in with friend circles. They pretend to be friends of the child, but instead they could just be an extremely older person trying to exploit them of their youth. They make the child send pictures, and the child doesn't realize those pictures could be misused in many other ways. Now, in the physical world, it is slightly different than that. The inappropriate touches seem all fun and friendly at first, but as times go by and the child is uncomfortable with such things, the child begins to think that it's a normal thing, and they think they are in the wrong. Why? Because the child trusts them. They don't think too much of the subtle caresses, excessive gift givings, and praises. They think that the constant talk about sexual interactions help them grow and are just a form of knowledge. There are times where even adults don't realize they have undergone sexual grooming. So how can we expect mere children to do so? If it happens, the first thing is to be done is to address the child on such situations because they are not aware of what's going on. You have to not blame the child and make sure that the child trusts you, and you must be able to listen to the child and their experiences. It is also necessary to take measures against the person who have done wrong to the child, which is by reporting to the police. It is crucial to remember that child grooming is a serious offense just like any other form of sexual abuse. And another reason why there aren't many official statistics is because these cases are not reported in fear of what society might say. Another important thing is to give time and space for the child to recover by seeking medical professional help. It is needed to ensure that the child does not face any physical or mental disorders due to the trauma in the future. It is also good to remember that the one to bear the burden of their actions should be the wrongdoer and not the child. The child does not need to pay the price for someone else's sin throughout their life. It's also important to prevent such things from happening, as children are what that shapes the future. Child grooming does not occur regardless of gender and backgrounds. It is important for parents, guardians, to be equipped with the right information and knowledge to give advice to children to make smarter choices in their life, such as good touch and bad touch, and who we should trust so they don't easily fall into prey for such situations. They should also learn to give and take trust between the children so the child may express their feelings freely. Thank you.